Hello, and welcome to Real Talk with Pam, the show where authenticity meets conversation and where we turn lived experiences into shared ones. Today's show will be one that inspires and encourages you to focus on your holistic health and fitness. I will be talking to the amazing Dr. Blossom Madwa-Fokwa, a public health physician at the Lagos University Teaching Hospital and a fitness enthusiast. Stay tuned for a great show. Hello, Dr. Blossom. Welcome to Real Talk with Pam. It's great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. My pleasure.
Great. I've been looking forward to our conversation.
Awesome.
So tell me, so you're a woman who wears many hats. You're a physician, you're the executive director of an oil company, Techon, and you are a fitness guru. But I want you to talk about your work with Luth, your public health physician. Tell me, what does it look like on a daily basis? What do you do on a daily basis?
Okay, so what I do at Luth, my work as a public health physician is I'm very passionate about public health. So public health involves looking at the health of a community rather than looking at the health of an individual.
Right.
So what we do, I do see patients at Luth, but what we mostly do is we work on issues that affect communities.
Right.
Things like ensuring that we have preventive measures in place. For example, rolling out vaccination campaigns, health education programs, or things like environmental health, looking at ensuring that we have proper sanitation, access to clean water, responding to outbreaks. We just had a cholera outbreak. We're quite involved in responding to that outbreak. So these are the things that we do. And sort of when we do what we do well, you guys won't even know we exist because we prevent you from getting sick. So that's, in a nutshell, is what I do. Aside from that, we also do a lot of research because public health is based on a lot of research. So that is basically what I do as a public health physician.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your hard work.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Great. So I know that you're really passionate about women's health and fitness.
Yes.
And one of the things that I wanted you to speak on is particularly women who are in their 50s. We're both in our 50s. You look amazing, by the way.
Thank you. You too.
So especially women who are sort of in the perimenopause, menopause phase of their lives. Can you talk about what they need to be doing in that phase to take care of their health and fitness? I know that, you walk the talk,
Thank you.
So could you just talk to us about what can women do, particularly in that phase, to really take care of their health and fitness, because there are changes in their bodies, because of all the hormonal changes. How can they begin to take care of themselves?
So I like this question. And the reason I like this question is because people don't talk about it. No one wants to talk about menopause or perimenopause. It's like your mother went through it, your grandmother went through it. Why are you making all this noise? But people actually need the knowledge because it's extremely important. So some of the changes that occur around menopause, and people need to understand this. So one of the things that happens is our hormone levels drop.
That's right.
Drastically. A friend of mine actually did her hormonal assay and she said her estrogen level was 0.03.
Oh my goodness.
Exactly. So it actually drops really low. And what is the impact of that? What happens is you begin to lose muscle mass. People don't realize we begin to lose muscle mass from age 30.
Right.
We begin to lose bone mass. So it makes you vulnerable to fractures and things, falls and things like that. And then those hormones, those are happy hormones. So when they drop, you get moody, people begin to have anxiety attacks, and people start wondering what's going on with me. So people need to understand the background of what is going on and things they can do. So this is what I tell people, some of the things that you can do. Of course, there are medications, there are hormonal replacement therapies that are available, which some people may benefit from. However, there are things that we can also do. Of course, physical activity, extremely important. And this is what I tell people. Strength training, there are lots of different types of exercise. There's cardio, running, jogging, walking. But the one I stress for perimenopausal women is strength training.
Okay.
So, like lifting weights, even body weight training, that is also very important. And what that does is it helps you to build muscle mass. So it sort of reverses that aging change of muscle mass loss. And what that does for you is we know that muscle is what helps you burn calories. So when you start losing your muscle mass, your ability to burn calories begins to drop.
Right.
So that's why people tend to gain weight because you're not able to burn as many calories as you could when you were younger. But you're able to reverse that because you're building back your muscle mass. Again, what you're doing as your muscle mass is rebuilt, it pulls on your bone because your muscles are attached to your bones.
Right.
It pulls on your bones and it makes your bones stronger. So you're actually killing so many birds with that one stone of strength training. So one thing I tell women is physical activity, exercise, very important, but focus on strength training without neglecting the others. Of course, your nutrition is very important. Am I going to eat the way I ate when I was 25? No, because my body will not have the ability to burn calories as efficiently as it did when I was younger. So you have to now focus on what you actually eat. Your food has to be nutrient dense, not calorie dense.
Right, fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. And I really appreciate what you said about strength training because I know being 50, you get into osteoporosis.
Exactly.
So you lose muscle mass, like you say. And even if it's going on YouTube and looking up what are the exercises you can do. So it's easily available today for women.
Very easily available.
That's great. So that moves me on to my next question, actually. I was going to ask you about diets. So having lived in England for so many years and I came back, one of the things I found challenging was the diet. I actually still find it very challenging because here in Nigeria, we eat very carbohydrate dense food, we eat a lot of fried foods, whereas I'm so used to just eating lots of fruit and vegetable. Now, not everybody can go to Rene Supermarket or Delis or, Ebano even and buy those things. They're very, very expensive. So can you tell us, how can you eat a very healthy diet, particularly for women at our age, but localize it for the Nigerian context? Because I think people find that very, very challenging to be able to do that.
So this actually speaks to the westernization of our culture.
Right.
Because we're at the point where we can't find our vegetables, we can't find natural foods. But if we cast our minds back to when we were younger, natural foods were all we actually ate.
That's right.
Like when I was growing up, if we wanted to use vegetables in food, we just went into our back garden and plucked the vegetables and cooked with those vegetables. So in the same, if we think about it in the same way, if we go into our local markets, you don't have to go into a supermarket to buy your fruits and veggies. Go into our local markets. We have different types of vegetables and fruits available. What I say to people is stick to fruits that are in season. You don't have to eat fruits that are imported from abroad.
Right.
You can eat local fruits and we have lots of them. If you go, I used to have a habit of just walking into the market and just...
Right.
And then, now things are very, very difficult for a lot of people, but they're still cheaper than you would find, say, in a supermarket.
That's true.
So I would say go into our markets. We have lots of grains. Sometimes you walk into the market, you see lots of grains, different types of grains in pans. You can take advantage of what we have locally. We don't have to purchase everything that is imported.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true. So what kind of fruits would you say that are good for people who are conscious about health?
Yes.
What kind of fruits would you recommend, for
Okay,
example,
so the
vegetables?
The way I recommend fruits is, first you need to understand what you're consuming. So we have vitamins and we have minerals. So vitamins are vitamins A, B, C, D, and E. Your body needs all of them.
Right.
And our minerals, we have like zinc, etc. Your body needs all our minerals. So how do you access our minerals? We access our minerals mainly through our vegetables. So like ugu, spinach, we have lots of them in the market. You can access your zinc, your folic acid, which is very good for building your red blood cells, your blood cells. Then we have vitamins. Many fruits will have vitamin B, for example. So if you go into the market, for example, oranges will have a lot of vitamin C.
Yeah.
So you have that sorted out. Depending on the season, I love agbalumo.
Right.
So when that fruit is in season, I buy it all the time because it has lots of vitamins. It has vitamin B, it has vitamin C, it has lots of fiber.
Right.
So what I say is identify the fruit that is in season. For example, we have pawpaw, pineapple. Those are perennial fruits. They are in season all the time. You can buy those as well. So you have most of your vitamins covered if you purchase the fruits that we have available in our local markets.
Local markets. Okay,
Yes.
and what about this whole idea of carbohydrates?
Yes.
How much carbohydrate do we actually need? Because you have people who are like,
Yeah.
I'm on a keto diet,
Yeah.
I'm on a no carbs or intermittent fasting or whatever.
Yeah.
Can you debunk this whole? I think carbohydrates get a bad rap.
They do get a bad rap.
Can you demystify it for us? And how much carbs do you actually need, particularly as you're getting older? Yeah.
So the truth is, our bodies need all of the nutrients. So our macronutrients, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, our bodies need all of them because each one serves a different purpose. For example, your carbohydrates you need for energy.
Yeah.
You find out that a lot of those people that are on so-called no-carb diets tend to constantly have low energy. You're not able, so your brain actually needs glucose to function.
Yes.
So you sort of operate below your potential because you're constantly hungry. So your body does need carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. So in general, we usually say 45 to 50% of your diet should be carbohydrates, and then protein should be about 25%, and then the rest should be fats. However, it depends on your level of physical activity. For example, if I'm a laborer or I'm a farmer, I work on the farm, obviously I'm going to need more carbohydrates because I'm expending more energy. But if you're someone like most of us that have desk jobs, you get into the office at 8 in the morning, you sit till 5.
Yeah, exactly.
You're really sedentary. So that 50%, you need to actually bring it down to about 40%, depending on how physically active you are. So usually we give a range of, say, 40 to 50% or more, depending on how physically active you are.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick break right now and we'll return shortly to continue this fantastic conversation with Dr. Blossom. Welcome back to Real Talk with Pam, where authenticity meets conversation. We're here with Dr. Blossom, and we're going to continue our fabulous conversation. So, Dr. Blossom, I wanted to ask about supplements for women.
Yeah.
I think that as we get older, our bodies need more supplementation. Maybe I'm wrong, so you can tell me about that as well. First of all, can we get all our supplementation from food? Because people are constantly trying to plug different things. You need vitamin A, you need B complex, you need probiotic. So what supplements do you think we need as women as we're getting older, apart from our diet?
So when you think about the word supplements, it tells you that you're trying to make up something that isn't there.
Right.
But if you're a normal human being, you don't have any what we call malabsorption syndromes, like your body can absorb the food that you eat. You actually don't need them.
Right.
So every nutrient that you require can be consumed in the food that you eat.
Right.
And a lot of the nutrients, micronutrients that you have in supplements, they're called micronutrients. Micronutrients because your body needs them in only tiny amounts.
Right.
And those amounts can be consumed in the food that you eat. So where we recommend supplements typically are, for example, if an individual has what we call a malabsorption syndrome, like your body can't absorb the food that you eat.
Right.
Or say pregnant women, your requirements are a lot more because of the baby. So we put them on iron supplements, we put them on folic acid supplements because they need more of those. Or sometimes a child has what we call malnutrition, micronutrient malnutrition, or what we call hidden hunger. We put them on supplements to make up for the deficiency. But for a normal human being, every single nutrient that you require can be consumed in food.
Amazing.
Yeah,
that's
so
good to know.
save your money.
Thank you, Dr. Blossom, for that. Thank you very much.
Yes, and secondly, a lot of the supplements that are in the market, because they are supplements, they don't go through the normal drug approval.
Right.
So a lot of them, you don't actually know what dose you're supposed to be taking. You don't actually know what you're taking.
Right.
Again, a lot of them, our bodies are not built to absorb them. So a lot of them just pass through your guts
basically.
Exactly.
Right.
Because they're not in the form that your body can even absorb.
Yeah. That's really good to know. That's really good to know. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you're a fitness enthusiast.
Yes.
Amongst many things. And you run a Zumba class, Blossom Fitness Hub,
I do.
Which is amazing.
Thank
I've been
you.
there. I'm
Thank
a
you.
beneficiary of that. And you've run 9 marathons.
Yes.
That is incredible. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Have you always been like that? Have you always been a fitness enthusiast?
To be honest, yes. I was actually thinking about it this morning. I'm like, how did I get into all of this? And I think one of the things that sort of drove me in this direction was my dad.
Okay.
So my dad played tennis. He didn't actually come out to say to any of us, you guys should exercise. But we saw him like every day after work, he'll have his siesta and then he'll go and play tennis. So we just saw him being physically active. So I think I just grew up just having the same kind of mindset. So I've always wanted to be physically active. And then particularly when I started having children, my goal was always to lose the baby weight after each pregnancy.
Right.
So after each pregnancy, I'll try to lose the baby weight. And then at some point I was like, okay, I think I need to join a gym to be successful.
Right.
So I joined a gym. And then first pregnancy, second pregnancy. By the third one, I couldn't lose the weight. I was like, what is going on? Then one day I was never a runner. One day I was in the gym, I was on the treadmill. Usually I would walk for 20 minutes and just take it easy. So one of the trainers at the gym was like, why don't you just run on the treadmill? I said, no, I'm not a runner. And then he said, just 5 minutes. So I said, and I really needed to lose that weight. So I ran for 5 minutes. I almost died. Then the next time I was there, I did the same thing. After a while, the 5 minutes was like nothing. So I said, okay, I'll do 10. I started doing 10, and then 10 became 20, 30, 40, 1 hour, and one day I ran a marathon.
As they say.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think that women can get intimidated by exercise.
Yes.
I mean, now I'm in my 50s. I used to do a lot of exercise in my 30s, and I still walk. I walk 3 days a week, and I do some form of strength training 2 days a week. Yeah, but like my joints are feeling it. But I think for women, what would you say to women who actually want to, maybe they're not on a fitness journey yet, or they're now in their 50s, they're feeling aches and pains here and there. what would you say to them in terms of keeping fit? What's the ideal or minimum amount of minutes or that you need to do daily, and how often for their cardiovascular, because that's really important.
Very important. Yeah. So there's something we call an exercise prescription.
Okay.
So it's FIT, FITT. So frequency, intensity, timing, and type. So I'm going to start with timing, because the World Health Organization recommends 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise every week minimum.
Right.
Or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity physical activity every week. So that's something like walking, say, for 30 minutes, 5 days a week. So you're getting your 150 minutes. So that's like your minimum. So frequency, so that takes care of your frequency. I would recommend at least 3 times a week. But if you can do more, that would be even better. Now, intensity can be moderate intensity or vigorous intensity. So moderate intensity would be like me going for a walk. Vigorous intensity would be like me jogging. So that's like the difference. For biking would be vigorous intensity, physical activity. And then the timing, even though we said 150 minutes a week, some people will be like, oh, I'm just going to do 5 minutes now. And we recommend that you do at least a block of at least 10 minutes at a time. So let's say you're doing 10 minutes every few hours. In one whole day, you can actually do up to 50 minutes. And then the type. So the type, there are 4 main types of exercise. Cardio, so that's the one that most people know. Running, jogging, walking, swimming, aerobics, dancing. And then we have strength training, of course, weightlifting, body weight training as well. Then we have flexibility exercises, which is very, very important. And I try to stress to not just women, men and women really, that are getting older. Very, very important. An example would be like yoga. A lot of people don't realize a lot of the aches and pains, body aches and pains that we have, can actually be reduced with yoga.
Right.
Joint pains can actually be reduced with yoga. People don't realize that. Like one yoga class and you come out and you're like, wait, where did all those pains go? So it's very important. Then the last one is balancing exercises, which is also very important as you get older. Like Pilates, for example. So you don't have to be like a pro at any one of these things, but a little is better than none. So for someone that is just starting out, like you don't know where to start, I always give them what I call the 3 S's. The first S is start small.
Right.
So if it's 30 minutes of walking that you can handle, then walk for 30 minutes. If you can do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Saturday, walk for 30 minutes. The second S is stay consistent. So you have to be consistent with whatever small exercise that you're doing. So your 30 minutes 4 or 5 times a week, you have to be consistent with your 30 minutes. And you keep doing it for several months till it becomes a habit. And then the last S is slowly increase.
Right.
So your 30 minutes becomes 40 minutes. And then at some point it becomes 50 minutes. And then it becomes 1 hour.
Right.
And then at some point you can add strength training or different forms of exercise. So that is what I tell people that are trying to start out. 3 S's, start small, stay consistent, and slowly increase.
Amazing. Those are absolutely great practical tips. Thank you for that. Fantastic.
My pleasure.
So last but not the least, Dr. Blossom, I'm going to ask you some quick fire questions.
Okay.
All right. Let me get my notes. So what's your favorite food?
Any Nigerian soup.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Any with
Nigerian soup.
What do you have it with?
Actually, just have it by itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Herbal tea or coffee? I think I know the
Coffee
answer.
any day. My goodness.
Okay, fantastic. What's your favorite holiday destination?
My bed. I would rather just stay home than go anywhere.
Okay, I guess because you have an intense schedule
Yeah,
normally.
like vacations are work.
Yes, that's true. That is very true. How do you unwind apart from staying in bed?
People actually don't believe this, but I unwind in my Zumba class.
Yes, I thought you would say that.
Yeah,
They're fun. They're fun.
it's
They're real
just
fun.
so much fun. My
They're real
goodness.
fun. They're real fun. And what are you most grateful for?
I'm grateful for God's gift to me. God has given me a gift of family, friends. I think I have the best family and just the best friends, the best people. Like everyone around me is just like I just have the best quality people around me. I think that's what the thing I'm most grateful to God for just giving me the best support system.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you, Dr. Blossom.
My pleasure.
Great. It's been amazing to have Dr. Blossom with us today, and I hope you have found it really, really practical and inspiring. We've been inspired by her, and thank you for being on Real Talk with Pam, Dr. Blossom.
My pleasure.
I hope
Thank
you
you
come
so
back
much for
again.
having me. Oh, absolutely.
And maybe even teach us how to do a Zumba class.
Yes.
That would be fantastic.
You know I would love to do that any day.
Absolutely, absolutely. Great. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
I hope you've enjoyed, learned, and connected with what has been shared today. Shout out to every woman out there putting one foot in front of the other daily and trying to give their best. We appreciate you. I'm Pamela Igbo. Till next time, stay authentic. Bye for now.